Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we will finally see the arrival of my curtains. I feel like my curtains have taken over my YouTube channel. So I just arrived back from my trip to the post office and to my neighbor and everything arrived. There's a new stand for my camera. I'm sorry, I'm so sweaty still. It's so hot outside. And my hair is so messed up, so that's why I wear this hat for today. And the second thing, here is the package with my curtains. And I will install my curtains right now. Okay, well enough. It lets through so much light, but I think for my studio recording it will be okay, because the other lights are also powerful. But let's see how will it be later in the day. Let me real quick talk about one topic which was brought up in the questions and comment sections, which is playing with a shoulder rest or without a shoulder rest. That's a quite long story, I fear. Let me try to make it quick. After my school, I received violin lessons from my old teacher back then for free, because she prepared me for my audition. This was very generous and I'm thankful for her. But at that time also I thought that I could improve my playing with reading books and learning from them. One really big violinist and big persona from the last century was Yehudi Menuhin, and he wrote this book, 6 Violin Lessons. His philosophy is very strict, not playing with a shoulder rest. So I tried that 1 year. Let me real quick say the benefits and the downsides. The benefits were a much better contact to the instrument and a much more intuitive playing, and especially the E string. And especially the E string sounds, I think, the best without a shoulder rest. Today I have a practicing mute on. We have some kind of a siesta time in Germany where you can play loud, and I don't want to stress my neighbors. The downsides were that I got regular headaches at that time, and that was a part of my not optimal technique, of course, but I really changed my technique. I tried to hold the violin with the collarbone, the head and the thumb, because what you want to do when you play without a shoulder rest, you have to always support with your thumb, because the violin, if you don't do that, slips inside of right here, where you don't want to have your violin. Of course, many who play without a shoulder rest use a little pad here under the clothes or here under the violin, which is actually then comparable to a shoulder rest, so to say. But when you really play without a shoulder rest, you have to sometimes touch the violin with your shoulder. With what you can also see with old masters, they tend to touch the violin with the shoulder. It's not a bad thing to do. Why I switched back to a shoulder rest, I'm actually very thankful to my first teacher in music university. He said, he was very funny, he said, we don't teach this kind of playing right here. Without a shoulder rest, we teach with shoulder rest. It actually helped me to understand playing with a shoulder rest is actually a good way to go. Especially for me, I'm a tall guy and my neck is actually quite long. So my collarbone, even if I stand quite uptight, this distance is actually too much to really fit in a violin there. I tried to adjust my chin rest, but that actually doesn't feel so well. With shoulder rests, it gives you the freedom. Of course, it rests a little bit on your shoulder. Your shoulder is actually also some kind of free to move. You don't have to touch it always. It gives you the freedom to really let go of your left hand. Your thumb is free to just support the fingers and not also hold the violin up, which I felt quite difficult to implement in my technique when I played 1 year without a shoulder rest. But playing without a shoulder rest, you are really close to the violin. The vibrations go through your body and it affects your sound quite well. That is a point for playing without a shoulder rest. If it's for your health, you should consider a shoulder rest, especially if you are a tall guy or if you are a guy. Many who play nowadays without a shoulder rest, like maybe Anna-Sophie Mutter. I think there are a lot of women who play without a shoulder rest. There are 2 reasons. First reason, they tend to be a little bit smaller than the guys. The second reason is they sometimes dress shoulder free, so they have a really direct contact to the instrument. Of course, if they have a strat or something, they put a little bit of cloth here, right here or on the violin. But the contact is much more direct. If you were a male violinist who have his suit on and also here the bow tie or something, makes you want to play with a shoulder rest. One more point, real quick. when you think about your shoulder rest or not playing with a shoulder rest or your setup in general, you always have to consider your chin rest. I actually think the chin rest is the more important piece than this one. If you have a shoulder rest which fits you, okay, go with it. The chin rests are a little bit different. I'm actually an advocate for having not the best fitting chin rest for you, but something which makes you move around with the violin. You can play like this, you can play like this. Because if you are fixed in one position, your body doesn't like that so much. I had different chin rests before, which fit me better, and I had more problems with them. Same goes for the shoulder rest. Don't use a big shoulder rest where you can just attach the violin to your body and nothing moves. I adjust my shoulder rest to be quite low so that it doesn't touch right here, and I'm free to move the violin a little bit. I have still some room to move right here, but I also, with a just little help from my shoulder, can hold my violin up. So that's my opinion on that topic. I think playing with the shoulder rest is for most people easier because you have a little bit more supported position of the violin and your left hand is a little bit more free. You don't have to think about the thumb movement too much, especially for more difficult repertoire. That is actually something to consider. If you play Baroque music or are mainly in the first position, it doesn't matter too much. It's actually more enjoyable maybe to play without a shoulder rest then, because sound-wise there are big upsides to play without a shoulder rest. So I hope that helped you. It's an ongoing topic, of course. I'm always open to, if someone wants to play without a shoulder rest or with a shoulder rest, it's up to them. But I'm always a little bit curious when they want to play without a shoulder rest, because I know for a fact that with a shoulder rest you have sometimes more options open to you. Another old teacher of mine said it quite good. You can play correctly with a shoulder rest and you can play correctly without a shoulder rest. Your technique can be good with a shoulder rest or without a shoulder rest. But if you struggle with your technique, I would say this is a shortcut and can help you find a better technique. If you then later experience that you can play without a shoulder rest, maybe because of your height, you are not very tall or your neck is not very long, you can of course experiment with that no matter what. Always listen to your body and never forget the importance of this thing right here, the chin rest. In my opinion, much more important than the shoulder rest. And the combination of that both is actually which makes a good setup. So let's see if my curtains are enough. Let's check out my lighting setup and let's see how it looks. So as you can see, the light is now a little bit different. As you can see maybe on my head, there's a little bit of light to give it some contours. And then we have there my main light, softbox, quite powerful. And then on the other hand, I have fill light. So that's adjustable. And I will just show you what that does. If I turn it towards myself, it's actually very powerful. I will record more like this. Maybe I will let it bleed a little bit to the green screen to eliminate the shadows there. But in the end it will look different anyways, because I will go through my normal camera and I can sit a little bit more further away from the background. So my lighting setup is close to done. Next time we see each other, it will be through my DSLR, and I hope you have a great day. And thank you for watching my vlogs. I hope I can give you a little bit of value also, the informations. Have a great day. Stay positive. Bye bye.